A lot of people have been asking me about my trading style, and I figured I'd go ahead and make some videos on how to trade the correct way. I've been making trading videos and custom trading software since like 2004. Pretty popular on the internet for various reasons, good and bad. However, what I want to do is I want to show you how to take a basically blown, destroyed account that I got from one of the members over on tradingsocial.com to do this video with, and I'm going to show you how to actually turn that account around, recover it, and actually make a profit using various tools and methods. Unfortunately, nowadays everyone wants to use auto trading and copy trading services, and you don't get any actual type of trading experience. All you're doing is copying. Well, unfortunately, you keep copying and end up losing your account, because whoever you're copying at some point is going to have a bad turn, some bad rules, and you're going to end up losing your account. So no matter what reason your account's been damaged or destroyed, if you follow the rules and trading tactics that I do use and show you in these video series I'm putting together, you'll have a better control of yourself, your finances, and your future altogether. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put some indicators up, and I'm going to show you that this is a very tiny account. It has a balance of $99, which is your typical destroyed account. So I made sure to keep this video real and authentic. I was like, okay, go ahead and start this as a micro mini account, put the bare minimum in there, so this will reflect what a lot of traders go through. They might start out with a $10,000 account or $20,000 account. Before you know it, a series of bad trades, your account's down a couple $100. You done blown the whole damn thing. So I'm going to show you how to get that back up. And also, if you're new to trading and you want to dabble but you don't want to start with a lot of money, I'll show you how to start with a very small investment, like $100, and I'll show you how to get that money up to the point where eventually you could just be a full-time trader like me, or after you made so much money, just do a part-time. Just set your little side a nice decent account, nice wad of cash, and you just trade that. You make a couple bucks out of it, a couple thousand, and you pay your bills, you take some vacations, you enjoy your family, your kids, your wife, whatever. The point is, I'm going to show you how to get that done. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and load some charts up and some indicators, and then we're going to start doing trades step by step until we get this account back up. Right now, this is the account number. The broker's in the process of updating this account, so this account number will change one more time in this video series, and then after that it'll stay the same. But I don't feel like waiting for the account to change, so I just went ahead and started recording. Alright, so let's get some indicators up. Okay, so the first thing I did was I went ahead and installed the a standard MACD and a standard RSI. Nothing fancy, just the basics. I'm going to go ahead and take this grid off. And I'm going to give myself some candles. Okay. So our first trade for this series is going to be a short trade. And now that I have this, what I want to do is I want to load my primary trading tool, which is something I custom designed. So I'll go ahead and load that up right quick. What I'm going to load up is a tool called Dynamic Octave. If you downloaded a copy of this, what you want to do is you want to copy the serial number, and you want to go ahead and send that, email that in, so you can get a license key, and then you can go ahead and activate it. So I have my license key, so I'm going to go ahead and put my license key in and go ahead and activate. Cool. Alright. Okay, I got my Trading Social app running. So what I want to do is start plugging in some numbers. This is a really cool app. It does pretty much everything. If you need live signals, you can just click the live signals tab. There's a forum. You can sit there and chat and whatnot. So what I want to do is slide this up. There's a forum on here with tons of good information, reviews, and cool stuff. If you need signals, the signal system, this is where you actually get your signal alerts at right here. And a couple other cool things like videos and stuff like that. Okay, but anyways, we'll look at that later. So what I want to do now is I need to plot my trade carefully. So this last trade I did, I already have plotted the information. I should have did it on the video, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it now. So what we want to do is we want to measure our RSI. Okay, so we got the trend. Now what we want is to open high, low, close information. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in. I mean, you can have all these fancy, crazy indicators and bots and stuff now, but sometimes you just gotta go old school, you know, because while you're sitting there trying to code this and that, you know, somebody like me, old school, I'm gonna calculate my profit right out of your account because, well, I ain't BSing. I got the straight up calculations I need. I got the real information that's relevant, and I just go and take the trade. It's a zero sum game, you know. Somebody's on the winning side of that trade, somebody's on the losing side of that trade. Chances are, if you're trading against me, you're gonna be on the losing side. But I'm gonna show you how to do it. I'm gonna put my final calculations in. It was going to be okay. So what this does is it filters out all the crap, all the garbage, stuff that's not relevant. I got my ADR. See, the problem is when you run like Fibonacci and all this crazy stuff and pivot points, they work great, but the problem is they put out so many levels, it's insane. And the problem is it becomes objective. You might as well flip a coin, 50-50. It can go up, it can go down. You know, it can do both. But the question is, what do you focus on? So by me putting in this information, I can actually see what to focus on. And in this case, it's telling me I need to focus on the pivot point, which is 130.73. And I also need to keep an eye on this M3 level right here, which is at 130.93. So as you can see, my trade went in right about here, a little bit early. However, I should have waited for the actual 130.73, which is a few points right above this right here. And as you can see, that's exactly where it came and turned around at. So that was the ideal optimal entry. And I need to go ahead and put the patterns that I am seeing. Okay, so we're all set. So as of right now, this is what we're working with. The actual trend lines that you're using will be in the actual system down here. Okay, I just logged into my Android account down here to see what the Android's doing. The current stop loss is 130.90. And the entry is 130.60, which is exactly where this line is at right here. So the Android bot is giving me an idea where things are at, so that's good. And the bot is something optional. You don't have to activate it, but if you want to activate it, there's a little join button you push and you go ahead and activate it and you're good to go. And that right there runs in the background, so you have an idea where your targets are at and stuff like that. You can access this bot actually from your cell phone or from a web browser, or you can use the Octave. Now what I want to do is I need to home in a little bit better on my trade, because there's a couple ways you could take a trade. You can take a trade based on this, you could take a trade based on this I'm opening up here, or you can take your trade based on this. Either way, this is like the ultimate tool to getting multiple confirmations in the market to make some actual money. So I'm going to go ahead and reopen this here, and I'm going to go ahead and finish doing my calculations. And I'm going to calculate my targets. And I got green lights across the board that says this trade is safe to take. So my target 1 and my target 2, my target 1 is going to be, well, 130.60, that's where we are right now. And then my target 2 is going to be 130.40, and then off down to 130.100 even. But right now what I want to focus on is this 130.40, that's right here. So now that I have all my information for this particular trade, I'll go ahead and close all that down. Go ahead and sit back and wait for the money to come in. So I'm going to stop this and we'll come back and check on it. This is going to be an ongoing series. So there's going to be multiple tons and tons of videos. So the only thing I can suggest is just check back often. And if you're not sure where the latest video is being posted at, just shoot me an email and I'll help you out. Or you can reach me on the tradingsocial.com. You'll see me in the forums, or you can just go to my profile and send me a profile friends invite, and I'll go ahead and add you so you can keep update to my my Trading Social Twitter feed that's on there. Okay, so I'm logging back in to check on our trade to see what's up. And so far it looks good. We went down to our target area, 130.47. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and bring back up the the program. Alright, just took a sneak peek at the Forex Android signals and the target 130.45. And we're still gunning for target 2, which is 130.40. But we got pretty close because it came down to 130.47. So like I said, our ideal entry was 130.72, and we've come down to 130.48. But as you can see, it's not that hard. You know, once you got the right tools like Octave, and you know, you're using a provider like Forex Android or something like that, or FXR for that matter, it's easy. It's not that hard. You know, you don't need something complicated with a billion rules. You just need something that's simplistic that you can do over and over again, stop, rinse, repeat, and just keep going. So we're going to go ahead and try to keep building this account up. We could have took profit here, but we're just going to go ahead and let it run, and then we'll move on to our next trade. Okay, we're back. We're checking on our little trade here, and let's see what our profit is. So far we've made about a 2 to 3% return, well, 2%. So everything's looking good for now. So what we can do here is we can use proper money management. What you want to do is you want to take your stop loss and you want to put your stop right about here to break even, so that way you have 0 loss. But what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and target the recommendations. Okay, what I did was, since I want my Android to run a little bit faster, I went ahead and opened up the browser version. I just logged in the Chrome. It's pretty much the same thing, so that way I can see the targets better. So we're logged into that one, and we're just refreshing our targets. What I do want to make a change on is here. There's a double bottom on that one. Okay, so we're almost there. As you can see, this is pretty much as stress-free as it can actually get for trading. Like I said, once again, you just gotta have the right tools. And as you can see with this kind of entry here, you know, it doesn't get any cleaner than that. We had a high of 74. As you can see, using Android is extremely accurate. One of the things I like about Android is that it doesn't even cost that much. I think it's like, if you get like the yearly plan, it's like $40 a month. I mean, 40 bucks. You make that back in the first trade if you're trading a standard size account, you know. And even if you are trading a mini, you'll still make that back. So I mean, it's a pretty good deal. I mean, you could pay by the month. It's like $99 or something like that. It's cheap. It's pennies. I mean, if you get stopped out just one time, you know, you usually lose $200-300. So I mean, you can't go wrong with just paying $100 to have some extra insurance by a professional system. That's just my take on it. So anyways, target 1 looks like it's been hit. So we're doing a pretty good trade here. Octave, everything's all lined up. So we'll come back and check on this a little bit later. Since right now we're up about 6% on the trade. So far it's looking good. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to collect me a little bit of profit off the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab this 6.5% return. Well, it's 6% now. Lost a 0.5%, but that's okay. And what we'll do is in a little bit we'll go ahead and rerun the numbers on Octave, so that way we can go ahead and find ourselves another good entry. Went ahead and reset it back to 0. So now we'll go ahead and we'll do some recalculations. Alright, this range is just too damn close. Okay, we've hit that one, we've hit that one. I guess that's the only one left. About 10 more pips down. Okay. Now we're on our way down to the next target. Android. Sucker's on a tear. Excellent entry. Target 3 is a bit higher on this one. It's 10 pips higher than Android, but we'll see which one, if it makes it to the last one. One thing about trading psychology, you'll sit there and be like, man, why did I get out? Why did I get out? But but sometimes it's good to just take profit. Better safe than sorry. You want to take profit because you can, not because you have to. So that's the best policy you can possibly have. Alright, we're now approaching target 3, 130.30, and we're right about 32. So include your spread depending on your broker, and basically all the targets have been hit for this particular trade. So now what we'll do is we'll go back to the drawing board and rerun our calculations, and we'll go from there. Okay, we're back and we're gonna go ahead and get ready to take our next trade. We exited out down here based on our logistics from our Octave, and the second we exited, as you can see, the market flew back up pretty fast. It was a pretty intense move back up. So now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and find ourselves another trade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my tool out, tool of choice, and just going to go ahead and make some quick just going to go ahead and study the existing okay 30-50. Alright, I guess we can gun for a 36 and 25 on this particular trade. Check our MACD, check our RSI. Okay, I'll go ahead and get in this trade. I'm going to wait a few minutes and then I'll go ahead and take the trade because I see a little gap right here, so we have to keep an eye on that gap right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark that gap just for a reference. Okay. Okay, looks good. Okay, and I'll be back. Alright, so the market's ideally where I'm looking at for an entry. So we're going to go ahead and pull the trigger and take this trade here. We ran our calculations, they look good, we know our stop loss is at. So we'll go ahead and take this trade. Okay, we're in it. actually we're going to want to maximize this particular trade here, so we'll go ahead and add that one in there. And we'll just wait. And we'll come back and check on this in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. A lot of time's gone by. Most of the day has actually gone by. It's been a really slow market today. We ran our Octave calculations and we've been holding a short on the market. We loaded the boat on this particular one for optimal maximum returns. And let's go ahead and check our profits, see where we're at for now. Okay, we're up a nice $4 and some change roughly. So at this point what I want to do is, because it's a really slow moving market and it's going to probably start oscillating a little bit more, probably going to want to go ahead and start looking to book some profits eventually. And probably in another 4 hours what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go back and run some new Octave calculations. So we'll go ahead and put this Octave to the side. Just do a quick review where we're at. Target 1 we're about to hit, and then again we're gonna go ahead and factor in the target 2. Now keep in mind when you're watching this video series that this is a micro mini account, and in the case if this was say a $10,000 account, then this account will be up way well over $1,000. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so since we had a max of $4 and we've had a low of $3, that's roughly about 25% of the open profit that we currently have now. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to try to go ahead and start liquidating some of this. So what I want to do is start liquidating some of the bigger positions here. And then we will go ahead and take some final profit on this one. Okay, so our account is effectively up about 20% return in about 1 day. We didn't take any crazy shoot from the hip, high risk positions or anything like that, or risky trades. We followed systematically between using Octave and Android, and we're doing pretty good. So as you can see, the market's starting to pop back up. So what we're going to want to do is we want to go ahead and start figuring out where we actually want to go short at. So I'm going to actually clear up my charts here, and then I'm going to start looking for some good patterns. So that's where our gap was at when the market actually opened on Sunday, because right now it's Monday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bookmark this area here, and I'm going to mark here, and I just want to go ahead and give myself some quick edging there. Okay, just for a quick reference point. So I'm going to 3014. Okay. I'll run the next calculations later, but what I want to do is I want to see what Android's up to right quick. Last thing I want to do is trade in the opposite direction of Android. It's bad for business. Okay, so I'm going to hold up on that trade, and then I'll probably go ahead and get back in shortly. Okay, looks good. Alright.